Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hey everybody, welcome back to another RSG live stream, the last stream of 2020. Thank God in heaven, because 2020 has been a poo-poo year. I am your host, Ranger J 1999, welcoming you to the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community, the mobile game. And we are here to have fun. Joining me along for this adventure is first we have my heterosexual life mate, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, the troll extraordinaire.
Hi, everyone.
And Finn's doing something with his hair right now, so that's why he's not on camera. And then somebody who always has nice hair, and the sexy Buddha himself, the harem owner, the lightsaber builder himself, Sir Loki's here.
Good evening.
And we are RSG, and we're here to have fun with you amazing and wonderful people here on a Wednesday night on a hump day. That's right. It's time to grab whatever you need, drinks, snacks, whatever. This is our 2020 year in review. We are glad to be here and glad to do it and have some fun with you guys tonight. If you're new to the stream, well, welcome first of all, and hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Now, during the stream, if you guys want to participate, you can do super chats. That's always welcome. There's stream elements. You can do that and play funny sound bites and stuff while we're doing it. And if you are a sponsor on YouTube and stuff like that, you can do all the funny, cool little emojis you see going on in there right now. So lots of fun stuff for you guys to do and participate. And so be a shorter stream. You know, it's the end of the year. There's not much going on in the game. We're in the middle of the GACs, things of that nature. Me and Finn have our hands full. Finn is qualified for the Premier League. I should, if I win tomorrow and then the next match I'm in. So you'll see us in the top 10 of the Premier League for the GAC Center, so that'll be interesting. And it should be cool. What else is going on? Not much else going on, you know, just chilling out and hanging out with you guys. Yeah, so give your greetings, say hi to everybody in chat, say hi to us. Enjoy the festivitas as we continue along with RSG 2020 year in review. Now, we like to start off with a shout out word of the day, because we like to shout out everybody. But we're not going to go with a actual word today. We're going to go with a number. Loki, what is that number?
2021.
That's right. F 2020. Let's get into 2021 and hope that it's a much safer year and we get back to our normal lives as we're slowly creeping back into some normalcy. But not to worry. RSG is here to bring you fun, entertaining stuff until the new year hits and stuff like that. So there we go. Any other news or notes, Finn, that we need to cover or anything like that? I can't think of anything.
Nope.
Finn's really on top of it today, folks.
Pretty much, yeah. No, there's really nothing else.
Yeah. He's packing and fixing his hair and doing his nails. So, but if you'd like to get your name shouted out, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is put 2021 into the chat. No, that's not wrong. That's wrong, Kazakagi. I share the sentiment, but no, that's not the right number. No, Nathan H is not 42. It's not the answer to everything. Wait, no, it's not a W2. You know, every time we do this, Loki, someone actually spelled out 2021. And of course, that person would be Durgan. Actually put 2021 into the damn chat and spelled it out. We just said the number 2021. We were very specific about that point. We said put the number in 2021, and Durgan decided he wanted to spell it out. So when you guys don't get your shout out, don't come crying to us. We told you what to put in there. So it's not 90210. Get out of here, Nathan H. Shame on you. Just it's not 8675309. This is not Tommy Two Tone and Jenny. 8675309. You know that song, Loki.
Hell
Jenny,
yeah.
Jenny, who can I turn to? Jenny, I got your number. I'm gonna make it mine. 8675309. 420, really? We're going to go with the 420. Okay. Well, the numbers are all over the place. We should have good old Maurice joining us in a few minutes. So we'll have good old Maurice hanging out with us. And I'm glad to see good old Maurice is doing well because he has the Rona. Loki, he's got the Rona. So.
My Sharona.
Ooh, you really make me sick. Make me sick. Why you gotta be a dick, my Corona? There we go. So no, Utah, counting to 9 does not count as the number. She's only 17. When did Winger get in here? Get out of here, Well 73. Oh my God. And then Meow Meow's gonna just sit there and talk trash. You see what Meow Meow's writing there? She says, thank goodness Gone will be here. Save the stream. Save us from ourselves. There you go. All right, Meow Meow. What it is. All right. So not a lot of stuff today. We're not really gonna do a lot of Q&A today. It's just more about reflecting and our feelings and stuff about 2020. Just for Galaxy Heroes in Star Wars, because we got Clone Wars Season 7, we got Mando Season 2, so that was pretty hype, right? So if you guys want to talk about that, Loki, 2020 started off pretty awful with the introduction and us going after the first 2 of the Galactic Legends. What are your thoughts about the start of the year? We're getting no communication. We had these 2 new Galactic Legends right after the release of the relic materials, not soon after, at the end of 2019. We had the introduction at the end of 2019 going into 2020 of Lightside TB. And then bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's get right into Galactic Legends Rey and Kylo. Yeehaw! Loki. Beginning of the year was not a strong start to 2020 for Capital Games. So beginning of the year, what were your thoughts of how this game was going and stuff?
I think Jedi Master Luke and Sith Eternal, I still think they were released too soon. And I think what we were looking for was more. We've obviously been saying, oh, we need new game mode. We need new game mode. That's unfortunately hasn't come yet. They've done some additions to existing mechanics and game modes, and currently in SWGOH. But I'm with you. I mean, it was a slow start. I think they kind of forced the 2 new Galactic Legends on us.
Yeah, Rey and Kylo, right? You're talking about Rey and Kylo.
No, I'm talking about. I thought Sith Eternal and Jedi Master
Well, I'm
Luke
still at the
came
beginning
on.
of the year because that was the introduction of Galactic Legends, right? So we had Rey.
Oh,
and
I thought
Kylo.
they came in December. I apologize. Okay.
Well, they made the announcement, and then I think we got them in February or something like that. They started,
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, something around.
I
those
apologize.
lines.
Yeah. No. Let's. Yeah. I mean, shoot. Let me go way back then. I think the event over the first Galactic Legend events, I think were they were successful. They were good. They had a couple speed bumps with the rock paper scissors.
You call that
energy?
You call that a speed bump?
Yeah, I mean, they learned from it. They didn't bring it back, so I mean, it was a learning experience. But overall, the event was okay. It wasn't. I mean, it was difficult, right? Like, you got to the very last tier where you're farming the ultimate mats, and I mean, I messed up on a Kylo round.
Yeah, we did. We both did ours on the stream.
Yeah, I think I messed up on one and all that. So yeah, it was challenging. I think overall the event was fine. The requirements weren't any.
They were awful.
They
were awful.
I don't know.
3 relic
They weren't
sevens,
awful,
3
but
relic.
again, it's a Galactic legend.
Yeah, I know, but 3 relic sevens, 6 relic 5s. It just got us into this flow of like, holy moly.
Yeah.
The other thing that
okay.
The ticket
on the
system,
race side, okay, who was the bad one on the race side? It's just Rose, right? Rose was the bad one.
Well, she was relic 5, but you needed JTR, BB-8,
yeah,
and who's the other one? Relic 7. JTR, BB-8, and a partridge in a pear tree, because I can't remember the other stupid. Oh, Stick Ray. I
can't remember.
Stick Ray.
Yeah, Stick Ray was pretty bad. Okay, yeah, Stick Ray and Rose are pretty bad. The Kylo side, I mean, the first order trash is trash.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do Phasma. I didn't want to do was it first order TIE Pilot was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But no, I mean overall it's fine. I mean they're Galactic legends. They're still good as of today, which is
Oh, they're fantastic. I'm not talking about the characters. I'm just talking about the execution of the event. And the other problem I had too was the tickets. The ticket system was just yeah. I mean, that was unbelievably poopy, right? But to their credit, and we'll get back to as we move along the year, that got way better. A lot of changes that they've did throughout the year have gotten really better. Now, Finn, I know you don't have Galactic Legends, but do you have any thoughts about the beginning of the year, the lack of communications, the introduction of the Galactic Legends, any of that stuff?
Sure. So we had the first issue, which was you guys mentioned, which is the Galactic Legend. I know they were gone for the shutdown and coronavirus and all of that, so they weren't there at the beginning of the year. They came back with the Unity update. Now, the Unity update has shown that they're able to create some new things in the game. Loki's correct that it's basically just been additions, but they have added more stuff to the game with the Galactic challenges and the new challenge raid tier. Overall, however, I have honestly become less interested in this game over this past year.
Oh, interesting.
Primarily because their business model under the new leadership has changed, and we've talked about this before. They are definitely going down a path where they are trying to milk every whale, kraken, high-level spender. So what you're seeing is the requirement of Relic 5 with the new challenge tier, so people can't even attempt it. You're seeing the Galactic Legends coming in very, very quickly. We saw the acceleration of Gear 13 to Relic 7s. I don't really have a problem with Relic 8, to be honest, given the situation that they've set up, which is the accelerated one. But to me, it's unfortunate the way that they're going, which makes me want to honestly not be as competitive in this game. And it's been that way for a little while. They've been moving in this direction. So as a free-to-play, again, I'm not giving them money, so they don't care. That's basically what they said, right? So makes me less inclined to ever give them money. I spend money in other games all the time, and this game it's unfortunate. This is a game that I've played for 4 years.
5 years.
5 years now. And what I find most disappointing is that if a game shows that they are moving in a direction, at least that me personally, I agree with, that I can see their ultimate direction towards the end goal, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to build. I am willing to spend money on the game. I have spent plenty of money on other games. But this game, since like month 6 or something since I started, so well over like 4.5 years, I quickly learned that the game is not really in. I don't trust the management of this game, just flat out, regardless of what they're doing. The communication has been better. We'll see how long that lasts. The stuff with Doja Fett and Crumb kind of tag teaming it. I think the communication has been in a better direction.
Yeah, Crumb was in our lunchroom the other day, hanging out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Crumb and Doja are taking the communication to a better level. I do like the communication from Top Hat as well, but ultimately Top Hat is not the one making the decisions. He's not setting the overall roadmap for this game.
Yeah, it's a goddamn Illuminati. Have you seen my mod rolls lately?
So me personally, I am not in agreement with the roadmap of this game and the way that they're trying to squelch the top. And it's just the way that the game is going, which makes me just want to stay exactly where I am. I'm happy with the way my roster is. And
Fluffy.
yeah, so it's
Fluffy
been
roster.
unfortunately a disappointing year for me for this game because it makes me less inclined to go towards the new content. Everything they've done makes me less inclined. Like being forced to Relic 5 characters for the Rancor makes me less inclined to care about anything new.
Yeah, I
they're
know
gonna
that was
add
a
to the
big one
game.
for you. Yeah.
The Galactic Legends forcing you to relic a bunch of characters to get it makes me less inclined to ever get them. Like it's just one thing after another. And again, I've said GAC to me is the most fun game mode in this game right now for me. And it wasn't that way all the time, right? I used to love Territory Wars. Territory Wars used to be my favorite, but they made it fun and playful and completely ignored it. So I'm gonna continue just doing what I want to do with GAC, having fun with my guild and whatever we can do with TB and Territory Wars. But unfortunately, if this is the direction they're going with all the new raids and stuff, then it's just something I won't be able to partake in. So yeah, overall to me, 2020 was was somewhat of a disappointment, honestly, with the new Unity update and all of that. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to be on the opposites. This is so weird because usually for many years, Finn has been called Steechy Finn, and I've been the one dropping F-bombs on them left and right. The game turned for me this year in a way that I did not think. I'm at the beginning of the year, I was getting really frustrated, right? After the Galactic Legends, and I got the Galactic Legends just like you did, Loki. I went a different route in that I think you got both of them right off the back. I got Ray, and then I wanted to work on a couple of teams, right? Rounded them out first before I went for Kylo. But I had them pretty much up and running not too far out after they came in. And then after the Galactic Legends, I mean, the ticket thing really turned me off. The whole stupid rock paper scissors thing really took me off. I was really disappointed with the event. I was like, all right, this is getting kind of dumb. And I was in a place like, this game's starting to suck. Then we had the introduction of these characters, and I'm gonna give this as a positive in my opinion for CG. The characters that have come in this year for the marquee and stuff like that have been fan-frickin-tastic. I mean, really well thought out kits, really well thought out characters. We had Mando and Grief and Kara as the first characters. They look great. Their kits were phenomenal, and that made me start turning my head a little bit. I was like, okay, where's this been, right? Because after the Galactic Legend Ray, which I don't know, Loki, what that is supposed to be, but that does not look like Daisy Ridley. I don't know what that is. That's a freaking Ray right there or something. But all three of those characters looked fantastic. I loved Mando and Grief. And then after that, we'll get into the other characters this year. Probably put that in a separate category. But then what really turned my head a little bit, they had the announcement of the Unity. Two things happened after that, which really flipped my head a little bit. The Luke event, the Jedi Luke event, notwithstanding what you need to get him, but the Luke event itself was freaking fantastic. I mean, I enjoyed that immensely, and it completely shocked me. I don't know if you were shocked, Luke. I think we were shocked together where we were like, God, this event's really cool. I didn't know what to do with myself. I mean, the cinematics were fantastic. And then we had the Vader rework. That was the next big thing that happened, was the Vader rework. So we got those two things going in. And then, I think that all the characters that they've introduced this year have been top notch. I don't have any complaints about any character because we've had those years. Remember 2018 where we had the overload of marquees, and some of the characters were good, like Ness and stuff, and some were like not good. We were left spinning our heads in the circle like exorcists, trying to figure out what's going to happen with this. Were they going to introduce a legendary, or what it was all going to tie into and stuff? But the characters have been well thought out, well planned. They've coming. I mean, it's been really phenomenal with the characters. We got one of the things with we also got the new Galactic challenges. Galactic challenges when they first came out were ass, but they've been listening to the community and they've made changes. Although they kind of went a little bit backwards on me on that one, where you have to have the newest character to go, but at least they're rotating it. Still leaves a little sour taste in my mouth. We had the update to the mods, which I thought was a good change as well. We were looking for a new raid, a tough raid. We'd asked for a mythic tier raid. We got that as well. Also, beginning of the year, we got a lot of the new bomber ships too. I forgot about that. If I'm not mistaken, they got a couple new ones. The Y-wings, yeah. And what else happened? We got the new mythic tier. We got the Galactic challenges. The characters. I do agree with Finn that I think we need more content, and I think the content has got to be tailored to mid-tier players a little bit more. You can still have it tier to higher if you want, but if you lose that mid-tier or those people coming up and stuff, I mean, this game's not gonna survive. But those are just some of the highlights, Loki. And I mean, for me, I think 2020 has taken a positive direction. The communication's gotten better. A lot of things have changed. I'm really, I hate to say it, I mean, other than the stupid Beskar Mando BS they pulled lately, I've been at a pretty good spot with them. I mean, where are you with the game right now?
I mean, I'm enjoying it still.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to GAC, like what Finn said. Hopefully I get on I should be on the GAC center next year. So, working on the counters, just farming the mods. I mean, Relic 8 is kind of if you want to talk about highs and lows of 2020, I mean, Relic 8's kind of, because of the, you need 100 salvage to get the second to the last piece, and then you need the raid rewards for the last piece, that's a pain in the ass right now. That's a big it's either you convert that gold gear into the second to the last piece, or you continue to gear up your roster, right? So that's a pretty bad gate that they put on us. But the relic mats, I'm glad that they're doing it twice a week now, as opposed to only once a week.
Yeah.
So doing the 2 galactic challenges to get the loot box, that's kind of cool. That's pretty much where I'm at right now, is just getting, farming the mods, farming the the relic stuff, and then just debating who to relegate next. I just relegated Galactic Legend Ray, so she's my 3rd one, and my guild has a list of tunes. We're gonna go for these, and it should help. I mean, if you do Supreme Leader Kylo, I'm sure it's gonna help in the raid. So definitely prioritize your relegates, based on your, where you're at in the game. If you need help with GAC or fleet or whatever, then that's where you got to go. But I mean, I'm looking forward to 2021. Not sure if they closed out 2020 super strong with Beskar Mando and the Relic 8 stuff and the raid, but I'm looking forward to 2021. Overall, I'm with you, Ranger. I think it's a positive thing for the game. It's not what we initially wanted, but they gave us some really cool tweaks and characters and something to look forward to. When the armor comes into the game and all that stuff. If there's that new game mode with artifacts or something, then that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, the game is going strong. It really is. I mean, I really started to doubt things at the beginning of the year, right? But we didn't even talk about the introduction of 2 new Galactic Legends, and I thought the events for the Galactic Legends for the second time around were much better. They also revised the ticket system much better with the ticket system. I mean, I thought they did a fantastic job with that. So there's I think for everybody, depending on where you're at with the game, like Finn's a little bit down on the game. That's cool. I get it. I totally get it. Me and you are a little bit higher on the game. And I'm excited for 2021. So the other thing I wanted to talk about for 2020, we had two major releases of shows this year. We had Mando season 2, which just finished up recently. Before that, we had gotten the Clone Wars season 7, which I don't think we finished that. Did we, Finn? We got to finish that up when you get back and everything. Then yeah. What happened in chat? Oh, someone started screaming and yelling. So put him on a timeout. I'm interested to see what they do with those characters. Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen this stuff, but it's past the time where those stuff ended. So for me, I'm interested to see what they do with the Mando season 2 characters. I'm also interested to see if they're going to bring any of that Clone Wars stuff from season 7. I think that would be kind of fun or cool. And then I'm excited with the game too, because you've got a list of all these new shows coming out, and the possibilities for new characters coming to this game is going to be much higher than it was with just the movies and stuff. So, I mean, is there any character, Loki or stuff? I mean, we know we're getting the armor. What capacity? I don't know if she's just going to be part of the artifact thing. If she just be there, or will she be an actual character you can play? But is there any characters from after this year of Star Wars content that you would be excited to see coming from those two shows coming into the game? And Finn too, if Finn, if you have any, because I know you have some fun characters you loved. I think we haven't finished the Clone Wars, but Finn, also any characters from Mando you'd like to see?
I mean, I finished watching it though.
Oh, you finished Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. So,
yeah, I was just waiting on getting Disney Plus until the Mando season was towards the end. So I already got Clone Wars, and I watched Clone Wars, and I got Mando done. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. So any characters from any of those shows you'd like to see in the game? You have your favorites, obviously. You were right, Finn. They didn't put old baby Yoda in any situation to where he would be shot. We didn't get soup drinking Baby Yoda, but we got two versions with the Beskar Mando and IG-11. But with the season 2 now wrapped up,
we're spoiling now, right?
Oh yeah, I already said that. Yeah, so
okay. So I think we might see an actual Grogu. I don't think they ever wanted to put something into the game called the Child, but I think that was the biggest problem, is to add something attackable in the game called the Child. So I think we can get Grogu. I think it would be kind of cool too to get some off-world Jawa to expand the Jawa team. The Jawas are actually pretty fun.
Tuscans.
Tuscans.
Yeah, we
they
need
can also
Tuscans
add
for
now.
sure.
Yep. So they can add the Tuscans. I mean, there's a few things they can add as part of this.
You know, going back to Tuscans real quick, all they gotta do is make them scoundrels, and they already have synergy with everything. Like that would be a super easy fix, and then it have synergy with Beskar Mando too, which is what
I wonder if that breaks something though. I do actually like a lot of the kits with the Tuscan. Of course, there's only 3 of them, but Tuscan Raider is actually pretty neat.
They're good in 3v3, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Shaman is pretty good. I mean, so I wonder if giving them the scoundrel tag may break something, because we have so many scoundrels now. I'm afraid that they'll never do that, because it's just going to be impossible for them to test all the interactions with those 3 characters being added into such a large.
Yeah, I think they keep Tuscans separate. They bring in some more Tuscans. We can get some more Jawas, right? The Utini thing going on. I think this is the year. I think 2021 is going to be the year of the Mandalorian. And I don't mean the show, I mean the actual faction. We're going to get Mandalorian, because with the introduction of Bo-Katan and her homies, I think they're going to come in and they can finally put a Mando tag in the game where you can create a Mandalorian squad. I just think that they're going to do it.
We might also start to see, which may be pretty neat, a hero's journey for Boba.
That would be
Yep.
new Boba Fett.
That's what I want.
God, and Fennec. Oh, God, please bring them both in. New Boba Fett's a pimp. You got some competition
Ranger?
there. Yeah.
Make sure to check the waiting room for Zoom.
Oh. Thank you. That's why it's a team effort here. There he is. There's good old Maurice getting his ass in here, boy. I'll tell you what, there he is right there, boy. There he is. A good old Maurice. Coronavirus not going to hold him back. Oh, the mustache is starting to come in nicely, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Ah,
What's up, guys?
Yeah, we're
Sorry
just
for
doing
my
our-
tardiness.
That's okay. We know
It's
you.
amazing what happens to time when you have nothing to do.
No.
Like, it just kind of, it's non-existent.
Yeah, we're just kind of covering characters. We'll get your thoughts here on the game in a moment here, good old Maurice. But we're just kind of, I think Finn was given. We've come up with, like, you could put some more Jawas and Tuskens in the game. I was talking about this could be the year of the Mando, where they finally bring in Bo-Katan and her two crewmates, and finally be able to do a full Mandalorian squad, especially with things coming in the future. What do you guys think about new Ahsoka? We already mentioned Boba Fett and Fennec. Who's Dark Troopers? We can get some more Empire going as well. Any thoughts on any of that, good Maurice?
I think another Ahsoka is highly likely. I think that's probable because Fulcrum was so poorly received for such an iconic character, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's realistic. Bo-Katan, I could totally see that being a thing because I mean we do have Beskar. You know, they showed that picture of the Beskar armor Mandalorian character. They showed a picture of her. You know, we do have a few Mandalorians in the game already, so I think Bo-Katan makes good sense. If they were to do anything down that road, gives us some more options because the existing characters would not make a very good team. So
No.
I mean,
well, we have all the other from Mando. Remember that one episode in season 1 where you had the guy with the minigun and all the other Mandos running around. They could bring those guys in along with the armor if they're going to do that. So you get a pretty badass Mandalorian team going. That'd be kind of fun. What about Dark Troopers, Ahsoka? We already mentioned Boba Fett and Fennec. Who else?
Dark Troopers, I don't know.
New Luke, man. That's what we need.
New Luke. We already have Jedi Knight Luke. He's just older Jedi Knight Luke.
Mandalorian
Yeah, but
Luke.
Mandalorian Luke.
He don't got Force Crash. You got none of that. You got none of that good stuff in his kit, man.
Yeah, aggressive Mandalorian Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pimp slapping Mo Fracky's Luke.
We really don't know anything about the Dark Troopers except they are capable of scooping up a 20-pound Yoda-like character and that they fly back to the ship if they fall off. That's pretty much all we learned about those characters for Luke just trashed them all.
No,
So, I mean,
remember how much of a beating one was given to Beskar Mando before all
Yeah.
that happened. I mean, he was punching his head. If he didn't have the Beskar in, he would have died. But he was punching his head through the wall. I mean, you're just like, all right, Terminator. And that's why they were all freaking out, because if that was what one was doing, imagine the whole platoon. But then Luke saved the day. What about anything from the Clone Wars? Do you think we might get Bad Batch? You know, we got the animated show coming up as well. There's a lot of characters and stuff in there. I mean, new version of Darth Maul, younger Ahsoka in that, which, if you guys have not seen the fight with Darth Maul and Ahsoka at the end of season 7 of this last Clone Wars season, I don't have to tell you, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. It was unbelievably just good. I think they can bring those characters in, the Bad Batch guys and stuff like that.
I think they'll have to probably release the show before we get anything like that. Or is this whatever the spinoff is going to be? I'm not super savvy on what's coming. It looks like a lot. So, I mean, probably have to get some show ahead of time for them to release those characters. Because I guess there's a whole process they have to go through with getting approval and all this. And
Sure.
there's a fine line of not spoiling anything. You know, perhaps the characters in the show that are coming out look a little different, do something a little different than what we saw in the final season of the Clone Wars. So maybe, I have no idea. They've got tons and tons of content to come out with the next few years. I think
Yes.
anybody concerned about this game lasting, really, there's nothing to really worry about. It will be here. You might get tired of it, but it will be here.
This will be here. And speaking of that, we got Finn's thoughts, we got Loki's thoughts on overall 2020. We listed out everything that was introduced and that happened. I know we talked about this the other night on Remon's stream, right? But if you want to share your thoughts about 2020 overall, good, bad.
Good. I thought it was really good. This is the best year in this game in a long, long time. They got the communication back. The characters are releasing, for the most part, while they're better, they're not like over the top better. GLs, I think, were viewed as bad for the game initially, but now, everyone's had an opportunity to at least get Kylo and Rey. I think opinions are kind of changing on that. It's still I don't know.
Sensitive subject.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about Galactic Legends, to be honest, but people are used to them. There's counters to them. I don't know. Good year. We got the challenge Rancor. Well, it's not what everyone was hoping when they announced the new raids coming. We did get something new. We got GCs, which have evolved into a standalone game mode. That they've gotten much, much better since their initial release. So, I think it's been a good year. Communication, though, is what I'm pleased about. We got that interview with them, and they were really open with that interview. Like it wasn't like some of the previous game changer ones like years ago. You like when Ramon and Warrior, they had like you guys too.
Yeah.
We did send in some questions ahead of time, but when it came time to sit down with developers, it was just a wide open forum. I was asking all sorts of ridiculous questions. So it was cool how open they are to communication. So I like what Doja Fett and Chrome have been doing in the forums. They're a lot more vocal, answering people's questions, or at least giving the illusion that they are taking feedback. They are. The GCs, and this is something they told us in the interview, the changes to GCs were a direct result from the feedback they got. So it's changing. The community is changing those, what I think, for the better. So it's a good year. I'm enjoying the game right now. I really have no complaints at all with the game.
All right.
Which is rare.
Yeah. Well, there's been a couple of hiccups and stuff. With the game and stuff. Also ships. They got to do something with ships. As I said at the beginning of the stream, we had the new Y wings, and they got the problem with the ships that we having that taunting tank dealt with, right? Finally, with all the tank ships, but we haven't really had much since then. So I think 2021 needs to be the year of the ship. We need to get, and I think they need to take it from Battlefront 2. You can have your normal ships that can be pilotless, but you can also have your ships like Red 5, that can be brought in, that's tied into like a certain character, right? So that way they don't have to bring in a new character and a new ship. But those will be your hero ships, but they all tie in together and make a cohesive unit, because there's still some ships and rosters where it's pretty much, it's hodgepodge, when I put resistance down, it's not a full resistance team. It's got a whole bunch of other ships from different, other squads that are forming that up, so I think they need to work on that as well. So let's get into 2021. We've gone through 2020. 2021 is here. What do you want to see? One thing or two things that you would like to see. We'll start with you, Finn. What's on your radar? What would you like to see happen? Would get you excited?
Stopping this ridiculous trend of gear gating and just make content difficult and let people attempt and fail.
Okay, very nice.
That's it. I want new content that goes with that route rather than this stupid gear gating. With that, we're saying with Galactic Legends and with the new mythic tier of the raid. So that's it.
All right.
I just want new content that's playable.
All right, Sir Loki.
But to be fair, though, the gear gating, isn't that just to prevent people from just tagging along and getting free stuff? That's the way. That's kind of like what I see them.
Make it more
why they're
difficult
doing
that
it
it doesn't get completed by only 10 people. Are they incapable of increasing the difficulty? Like, that's basically what you're saying at that point. That they're incompetent to make anything that requires you to have 20, 30, 40 people in order to complete it. So in order to compensate for the fact that they're incapable of making anything correctly scaled with difficulty, which we have seen because for events, they've straight up just given teams full 100% turn meter because they don't know how to scale difficulty correctly. So they could easily make it so that the difficulty is hard enough that it's people can't just tag along. You need, let's say, 35 people with solid teams in each of the phases in order to beat it. So maybe you only have 15 people. When you have raids that allows for about 10 people to go in and solo it, that's a failure on their part to make the difficulty good. So that's on them. I'm not going to say gear gating is a solution to that. Gear gating is a band-aid for them to try and get over that. That's a stupid way to do it, and I say that the full turn meter at the start of raids or like events is a stupid way of doing it as well. So learn how to make it more difficult.
I don't know if in those challenge 3 tiers where you go in and they take 50 turns is enjoyable when you lose through half your team. You got to try it. I mean,
it is.
Yeah, you got to enjoy that pain. All right.
So you won't have. I think to your question, Loki, you're not going to have tag-alongs if they made the difficulty more. Because you're talking more like murking, right? Where people can come in, 10 people can come in and just drag people that may not even have like anything, right? And then they'll just get gear, right? That's the general concern.
I mean, I guess I'm playing devil's advocate, but I mean, you know, that I feel like that's one of the reasons why they did the gear gate, especially on the raid, because I know some lower end players that you know, and they choose to not want to relic anything, but they all want free stuff. They can't even get the free stuff if they don't have one relic 5 character, right? And it's kind of along the lines of the bottom fluffers. No, you know, I'm not picking you. I'm not picking on you or anything, but there are people literally complaining on Reddit that I've been in my guild forever. I don't contribute, and I'm along for the free ride, and they can't even post damage in the challenge rancor because they don't have a relic 5 character, you know?
Yeah.
And to me, I you know, I see that as a good thing, man. But you know, it's unfortunate because again, like what you said, it's a band-aid, right? It's not, it's not a fix, right? It's not the ultimate fix. But yeah, I mean, on the other side too is it literally hurt the murking community as well, which CG has allowed murking, you know, that's their problem. But you know, CG has put countdown timers now, and you know, and this whole increasing difficulty with the Rancor. And actually, you know, I don't know if you guys have played enough of the new Rancor with the adjustments, but I'm noticing as well that it's not the 20% buffer anymore. If you take 5% away from the Rancor and he's 95%, that thing is scaled already. So the damn door in phase 2, if you go in and your guildmate messes up and puts the Rancor at 87% health, that door now is basically you need to hit that door like 5 times for that thing to come down. So they scaled it. When they fixed it, it's scaled per percentage now. It's not just the 20% that it was originally. But yeah, I don't know how they fix this, because obviously this is something that's been going on in the game for a long time. And you know, they're trying, but again, I agree with you that maybe the relic gate isn't the answer.
I guess what I don't understand is really what is the harm of somebody being dragged along. If their guild is okay with them not having a relic character and keeping them in there, and they have other people that are willing to do it, and that's the way that their guild decides to do it, why does it matter? I guess I just don't understand the complaints.
No, I'm just giving you a reason. That's all.
I know. I'm just wondering, do you have a problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it.
Like, I just don't understand what the problem is. Like, are people's egos that bad that if somebody else gets loot and, like, you have to be so exclusive that only you gets it? Like, is it... I mean, and I've seen it already. Like, you see it with GAC. People's egos are getting hurt all over the place. And that's what hurts with bottom fluffing, right? You have, like, people, and, like, poor Bus got, like, hated on because he was at the top of GAC because he does well with his roster. But everybody that has a high-end roster gets butthurt because, oh no, he bottom fluffs and he just plays his roster well. Like,
I bottom fluff.
There's nothing wrong with you.
I bottom fluff. I'm the king
I'm
of
not
can't
one
relic this character will make
listen,
my
I
top 70.
defended
Can't do
Bus.
that.
I defended
So-
him. I mean, I think he's brilliant in what he does. Right? He's not wanting to spend money or spend little money, and he's very strategic about what he does. Right? You know,
Yeah.
and it's just different. If he's on the top, for me, I don't care. My ego is not that way. I just get Kyber, and you know, me and you, Finn, we're going to be in the Premier League hopefully, and that's great and all. But we do it just to have fun with the community, right? I mean, I'm competitive in the sense I want to win and stuff, but I mean, I'm not that competitive. I've never been one of those guys. I mean, you see, it's power leveling. Whether it's gear or characters and stuff, you know, if you're helping someone along, that's a part of it. I mean, we used to do that all the time. You get your buddies in, like World of Warcraft or City Heroes, City of the Villains. You're like, what level? Okay, come here. Just come here. No, sit here. I'm going to go clear this zone out. You're going to get all the EXP, and then we'll get you caught up, right? Because you want to play with your friends and stuff. I don't have a problem with it. And if anybody has a problem with it, I mean, you know.
And let's be honest, this was happening before Mythic raids, right? How many times have we done a roster review with a new player and tell them, see if you can find a guild that's doing heroic Sith. They can bring you along, so you can start getting those Treya shards, or you can start getting the Kenobi shards, or you can start getting the Han shards. Like, there's nothing new about the concept of dragging people along for it. So anyone that's like, oh, there needs to be like and I'm not saying you are, Loki. I know you're playing devil's advocate. But for anyone that's just complaining about the fact that, oh, well, we need the Relic 5 because it prevents people from being dragged along, why does it bother you? It's a freaking game. If you're tying your ego to your performance in a game, you probably need to rethink your life. Flat out.
Yeah, but I mean that was kind of harsh. But I mean,
I'm not.
perhaps...
Well, no, I'm not. I'm being flat out. If you have your ego being caught up in a game, flat out, right? Your priorities are not probably where they need to be. Like, this is supposed to be fun. You can have fun. You can be competitive. There's a difference between having fun and tying your ego to it, where you have to bring down other people in order to make yourself feel better. And there's a lot of that in the community right now.
Oh, I know there is. Oh, I know. But perhaps during this discussion, we answered ourselves in the fact that, yes, bottom fluffing and people that want to do that really have an edge in Grand Arena, whereas the people that do power level their characters, they're the ones that are going to have the advantage in the raid. You know, like every game mode has a different philosophy. Like your bottom fluffing is a Grand Arena tactic. You could, I mean, some people that do it, some of the lower division guys, not necessarily Bus or like Calvin Awesome or anybody like that. Like some of the other guys that do that just for Grand Arena, they're hurting their guild. Maybe they can't quite beat the raid. You're hurting your guild in that aspect and of TB. So there's a different mentality on how you build your roster for each game mode. Perhaps this is a way to reward the people that don't bottom fluff. You know, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm just, because if you do bottom fluff myself, I have very few teams I can use. Very, very few teams I could use in the raid. I have my Galactic Legends, and then I just took CLS to Relic 5 today. So I have maybe 5 total teams I could use. So if I want to compete for the raid and I want to get Relic 8 characters, I'm going to have to Relic up. My days of bottom fluffing are over. Like, I can't do it anymore if I want to contribute and be, you know, and get those Relic mats.
That's one thing too, is especially if you're in that level where you want to do this raid, you need all hands on deck. Like, you can't do this raid with 10 people.
Yeah. And every little bit helps.
You can't even do it with 20 people. Like, I mean, there's a lot of merc guilds right now. They're failing with 25 people, with 30 people, and maybe they underestimated it. But if your guild is just full of, you know, those people that want free stuff, you know, maybe you can only let 10 of them in. I don't know. But you know, if half of your guild is being carried by the whales, and then sooner or later your whales are just going to leave because they're going to be like, holy crap, I'm falling behind. I could go ride the coattails in a larger GP guild and be that guy, you know? But you know, if they continue to release, my point to all this, if they continue to release content like this, where your guild members actually got to pull their weight, you know, then yeah, you're going to see a big shift in the community, I guess, or the culture of a lot of guilds, where, you know, half of the guild wants to do decently well on the high end, and then the other half are just stuck at the bottom because they choose to. So it's going to be interesting, because I mean, we're going to get a challenge tank, we're going to get a challenge Sith raid, and any new content probably coming that's guild focused might require this kind of dedication and and requirements and stuff.
Well, the thing is, you as an individual and you as a guild have to make a decision. First, as an individual, what do you want out of the game? That's your first thing. It's all about fun,
Right.
but you have to make, what is your goal in the game? Do you want to just hang out and just play the game? Okay, go do that. That's totally cool. If you want to be competitive, there's a different aspect of that. And how competitive do you want to be? And the same question has to be asked about the guild. Does the guild want to go to a certain level, right? That's why you join certain guilds like Maw MC, you join TI, you join those guilds because you want to be there, right? But that's an individual and a guild choice that has to be made on that aspect, right? And there's no right or wrong answer, right? There's no, like, if you look at the screen right now, Finn is a bottom fluffer, Good Maurice is a bottom fluffer with his GAC. Me and Loki are the other end. I'm more high end on my stuff. I'm more focused. Like, I do teams at a time, and you've seen how my GAC plays out. Loki is different. He's up there. he's got his big boy pants on, and your matches are dictated by that, right? How you're going to face things of that nature, right? We always have different matches and things of that nature that we do. But that's because that's the individual way we're going. My guild is not the top because I'm still in Maw MC, but we're the third guild. So, 330 million plus GP guild. We're going to have a different viewpoint of how we accomplish things. But, and COVID has changed the way this game works too, right? Because we've all had to change some of our habits as well, because the virus has changed just how we live our lives, right? In 2019, how we went about our business and how we played the game changed from what we do in 2020 with a lot of things that's going on. People's lives have been turned upside down, right? There's a lot of contributing factors to this, but at the end of the day, play the game how you want to play, right? And just have fun with it. And that's really how it is. If you want to spend a lot of money, spend a lot of money. If you don't want to spend any money, don't spend any money, but have realistic expectations of what you're going to be able to accomplish and how soon you're going to be able to accomplish that in this game. I mean, the pattern of the game and what it takes to get to certain levels to do certain things. If you want to be at those high levels, you're going to have to commit some, time and resources to do that. If you want to be more casual and just enjoy hanging out with the people you hang out with and just try to slowly work your way up there, that's cool too. But guilds are going to have to make that decision, because this new Rancor raid is not something you mess around with. You just don't. I mean, the coordination is unbelievable that we go through, and that's why I say the officers in my guild, like in Miami in the chat's one of them. I mean, they are spreadsheets and all kinds of stuff, like how much damage did you do in the communication, which I love, is there, and we're theory crafting and doing all this stuff, but it's a lot of work, right? And if you don't want to have or cannot commit to that kind of time, let alone the resources, then go be more casual, and that's okay too. But don't be putting down other people because that's how they play, right? The way you play is how you play, and how someone else plays is how someone else plays, right? And there's there's no right or wrong answer with that. And I'm 100%, if you're going to bring somebody in low tier, a friend of yours, and you want to just help them get the rewards and stuff, then that's your choice, and I'm totally cool with it. If you don't, then, it's a different story. Good Maurice, I know you're chomping at the bit. I can just see it in your face with the Rona.
No, I mean, it's just even outside this game. If you're the best at something, you guys brought up the bus 74. I think, like, you guys brought him up and how people trash him. People are going to hate on you if you're the best at something, right? Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter how you play, what you do, how you get about going there. No one sees all the meticulous work this guy's doing on his roster. Nobody sees all the mod tinkering, the perfection. Nobody sees that aspect of it, how much time he probably spends to get where he is, So people just want to complain if you're good at something. That's the way it is in all areas of life. But I don't know. I think this is a good conversation, though, because I've heard lots of people complaining about how people play Grand Arenas and set up their roster. I'm one of those guys to some extent, but at the same time, I get plenty of good matchups. Like, if I was just cakewalking over everybody, I would probably amp it up just out of boredom, right? There are people that fluff it to the degree. Finn is not one of them. Like, it's just there are some content creators, their roster is so GC oriented, they just destroy everybody. They fade. Nothing is even remotely close, like, in terms of a matchup. And so that to me, it would get really old. Like, I could see that argument. But different strokes, different folks. Somebody in the chat said poning noobs is life. You know, if that's fun to you, then by all means, destroy people. That's, I mean, it's a game, like Finn said. So, however, play it however you want. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn. How you play doesn't affect me at all. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we all approach JC differently, and we approach other aspects differently, right? So, how we spend, how we play, what we do, what we go for, what we work on, what we don't work on. It's easy for us to talk about it because we're open books. We're all content creators here, so you guys every day can go see what the hell we're doing because we put it live out there for the world to see. This is what I'm doing in GAC, and this is the mons I'm working, and these are the teams I'm working on, and this is that, and and the goddamn Illuminati is cock blocking me on the mods again. I mean, just so, but just think about that. Just what you really expect or want from the game, right? And accept it. And then be fine with it, right? It's not a, I think Bus, the thing I said about Bus is like, I think he's brilliant, but I'm not going to compare what I do in GAC or what Loki does in GAC or what good old Maurice does in GAC to someone like him. He's going about it a different way. That's like comparing Fort Mort's roster and my roster and what we're facing and what we're going through. It's a totally different thing. It's the exact same thing. So if you want to see two different types of GAC, watch the lunch stream with us, right, when we're doing Loki and mine and helping Grande and going at the big Galactic Legends and going crazy at the top end. If you want to see something else which is really competitive and interesting and different, go watch Finn, because Finn's got a whole different perspective, right, on how he approaches his GAC. It's just different. It doesn't, but going after Buzz and other people, I just think is silly. I really do. I mean, the guy's sticking to his plan, and goddamn, he's executing. You got to respect that shit. All right. Good Maurice 2021. What, anything you're wanting or needing or hopeful for 2021? Anything on your radar there, buddy?
Not really. I am very interested to do just in seeing. You talked about ships earlier. I'm very interested. You guys might have touched on this before I joined, but I'm really interested to see what they do with the crewless ships. Because all of us are going to have R8 pilots come the middle of the year. These relic materials will get more prevalent. It'll be easier to obtain, or at the very least, you could buy them. So everyone's going to have R8 fleets. I know Loki probably has at least 2 pilots. How many pilots you got, Loki, at R8?
No, I got GK and I got Jedi Anakin.
Yeah.
And then,
so I mean,
I did my third one. But I did Rey, my Galactic Legend Rey. I just recently did her.
Eventually those R8 pilots are just going to start destroying the Hyena bomber and the, and the BTLY. All the pilotless ships, they are going to fall behind. So I'll be interested to see.
I don't drop as much in arena. I mean, if that's an issue, with players, you might want to consider that. Go and relegate pilots first. Hold your position a little bit more.
I don't know who I'm going to do. I have no idea. Because I know we fought you guys in TW and you kicked our ass because we were kind of hanging, and then we got the ships, and then you guys just destroyed us because you had all those R8s, So, that was a nice lesson there. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with the pilot ships.
It was a 3-speed and a little bit tankier, but it makes a big difference, especially in the mirror match, right?
Yeah, because there's no coin flips. There's no such thing as a coin flip.
There is no coin flip until they're both relegate. Yep.
So that's interesting to me. I don't know how to rectify it, how to fix it, but that's something that's interesting.
All right. Loki, anything on your radar?
2021, I just want more guild stuff, man. I mean, and I want them to put, if the raid is going to be what it is now, I mean, they really need to give officers more tools.
Yes, they do.
I think to prevent damage from being dropped. We mentioned during one of our other lunch stream or something or whatever, I mentioned they need to put a confirmation screen that says, "Are you sure you want to drop this damage?" Because that would make it's like if you accidentally press the Zeta button, it asks you one more time, "Do you want to Zeta this character? Yes or no?" I think there should be some kind of a damage drop thing. If you forget to put it in airplane mode, they should give you a confirmation that says, do you want to post this damage or do you want to do this damage? And that would help. Your the officers, because all the officers I think right now are just burdened with this raid. And this is one raid. I mean, when they start doing more of this kind of content that requires more of this organization, they need to do something. So quality of life update, give the officers more tools. I think ship loadouts, we've said this plenty of times, because if ships is going to be a thing, then we got to start having our loadouts, and it just makes everything easier, while doing all this content. But other than that, and then just more guild-oriented game modes, I think would be fun.
All right, let's talk about what they do need to do in 2021. We talked about ships a little bit. Do we think in the horizon we're going to get anything like more inventory space for our mods, things of that nature? What is Finn will go through? There's anything when we know about what you said previously, but is there anything mechanically wise or something along that radar that you think that they need to do and work on and get out sooner rather than later in 2021?
I mean, mods probably is the biggest thing. They flat out said that they're not increasing like our mod cap though, but we've talked about creating maybe like a secondary mod warehouse, something like that, where it's not directly with the characters, but you can kind of swap them into kind of like an active and like an inactive pool, and then just create like a larger inactive pool or something. But mods is probably the biggest thing. Second biggest thing that they need to add is probably the fleet loadouts.
Yeah.
And these are all things that you guys brought up, but honestly, I think these are like the biggest things, and most of them are quality of life. And then the third thing is more officer resources, whether it's for the raids, whether it's for the TVs. All of the stuff needs more abilities for officers to control what's happening in there. I think all these game modes are becoming more and more difficult unnecessarily for those reasons. And then this is maybe more of a pipe dream than anything else, but I would say I hope they revisit the algorithm for territory wars. Because it used to be, again, for me, maybe some people still enjoy it, it used to be for me like one of the most fun game modes, but the matchmaking is so awful because they're not taking everything into account. Again, we've gotten a general sense of how they do it, and they do the same thing with GAC, which has caused problems. They take the average, they take like your top 80 GP or whatever it is for like GAC. They do not take into account your variance within that average. So if you take like a top 80 GP, right? Let's just simplify it. Let's just say they looked at your top 2 characters in order to make a matchup, right? And let's say they matched you up with people that had a GP, and I'm simplifying all the numbers here, but GP of a total of 11 amongst your top 2. One person may have a 10 and a 1, the other may have a 6 and a 5. The problem is that 10 now is like a Galactic legend, which makes it almost impossible for the other person to face you. When you don't take into account the variance, it changes the way that the matchups happen. GAC can be updated by taking into account the variance. So can territory wars. So I hope that they update the algorithm for territory wars and don't just leave it the way it is, because I think the matchups could be a lot more interesting that way. It allows for less of the kind of people with Galactic Legends just joining a lower level guild. They'll still consider lower level, but then facing other people. Like, all those kind of things start to go away when you start taking into account variance and not just the average or the total amount. So I hope they update all the... I hope that they update everything, and they don't just look at the average. They start looking at the variance in order to truly figure out how to make a better matchup. So those would be my 4 things. But again, they're all quality of life. Content, they'll do whatever they do, but those are the quality of life things.
All right. What about you, good old Maurice?
He had stepped away for a second. So
Okay, good old Maurice, the artist will come back to him, formerly known as good old Maurice. We'll go to you, Loki, next. Any thoughts?
I thought I just said it.
Well, no, things for 2021 that you'd like to see that they need to get in sooner rather than later.
Oh, I mean, I'm with Finn on the GAC and on the territory war and GAC changes. The matchup's going to be strange. I mean, if they just did the matchup just like what they did with GAC, would that be more than enough? Because that algorithm exists now. But I don't know if that's the answer. I don't know how they do it, because if you have the, for example, if I decide to take a break from my guild and I go to another guild that's lower, what does that do with the matchmaking? Because I come in with 4 GLs. 8 mil account, and then what does that do with the other one? So I mean, does that throw it off? I mean, is it based off of a snapshot, X amount of days? I mean, how could it work? So I'm curious if CG has plans to do it. I'm curious how they do it. But other than that, like what they need now, I really think they need to change GAC. Like I think they really need to make a new division. 5v5 right now, surprisingly, is not my favorite. And I'll tell you why, because in my bracket right now, there's too many good teams now. And there's not enough slots. And in my opinion, I think they need to add more slots in the 5v5. I think 3v3 is perfect right now. Maybe 3v3 is on the cusp of where there's too many good 3v3 teams now. But 5v5 for sure. In my bracket right now, you're noticing guys, they're just winning on efficiency. And I think that's not my style of play. I like to, set a good defense. But you can game it now and set one Galactic Legend, keep your 3, and just go in with underman teams. You can manipulate your score in such a way that's just not realistic of 5v5. You're going in with like 2v5. You're going in with whatever. And that's just because you figured it out or something, or you outsmarted your opponent like that. But I really think they need more spots in 5v5, especially in my bracket, in the higher end brackets, because there's just way too many good teams now. There's a lot of non-Galactic Legend counters against Galactic Legends now, and the guys with the bigger rosters all have these counters. So it's just that's one thing I think they need to do. And then, going back to Territory War, maybe the higher guilds need more slots too in Territory War. They need to jump that thing up to like 25 now, is what I'm thinking. But, curious to see what they do with that. But that's how they get the big guilds still, interested, is you got to adjust that, because everybody's getting bigger rosters nowadays and they're not adjusting the content. They adjusted the raid, which I'm fine with, but the Territory Wars and Galactic and the GAC, they haven't yet.
All right. Anything you want to add on this conversation? Things you think they need to get in or have to get in sooner rather than later for 2021? They're good on Maurice.
No, I had to step out and take a phone call real quick, so I missed the start of that. So, but no, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm content with stuff that's going on in the game. You guys touched on a lot of stuff. I mean, ship content would be cool. Trying to think. Loki addressed the matchmaking stuff. I think the ship loadout stuff. I like Finn's little, give us the separate inventory for mods. Either that or something I've always suggested is allow us, like if I go farming for mods and I can't store them all, give us the full 30 days like you do if we buy a mod from the mod store. Let the mods sit in our inbox for 30 days. That way it gives us ample time to kind of clear out, make room, and do what we need to do instead of just the 2 or 3, which can be overwhelming sometimes, So yeah, just like I said, I'm pretty content. I don't really have too many complaints, which I'm content with the game. I'm really enjoying the game now, which is surprising after 5 years. Like the only games I've ever played this long are named Fallout. There's nothing else that I've ever played this long.
There you go.
So this is it's been a fun journey.
All right. So we've covered 2020. We've covered 2021. Any final thoughts before we do some shout outs and get into some questions? Speak now, forever hold thy peace. All right. So if you guys have questions, we'll do some questions, some Q&A time here with you guys. I see a lot of you have been putting questions in there already. So if you have, the format we use is pretty simple. If you have a question, go ahead and put your question in the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement. That's how it works. So get those in sooner rather than later, because it is December 30th. There's a lot going on. Now, this is a programming note. For tomorrow, we're doing our GAC. Are you doing your GAC tomorrow, Finn? I'm just letting people know if you're going to be online or not.
Nope, I am out of town tomorrow.
Saucy. So for GAC purposes, it'll be me, Loki. You're doing yours tomorrow during the lunch stream, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yep.
We'll do that, mine, and then we'll get Grandes knocked out. Gunno Maurice, I think you were. Did you do yours already? I think we're.
No, I think actually T's gonna join me tonight, so I think we're gonna do our hour-ish or so.
Hour-ish.
Yeah.
Good old T Money. Har, be a pirate. Yeah, usually you guys have. I know last week you guys for the Christmas holiday you guys did your stream on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday. Are you guys doing that tonight? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
we talked about it. I think we're just going to do it. We might do it a little earlier tomorrow, but I think I'm home. I don't have anything to do.
Right.
So it's it's not like a normal New Year's this year. So
Yes. Have a merry
go ahead and end off 2020 with the Rona.
The Rona.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
seal the deal. So
All right. Finn, where do you want to put the shout outs today?
I'm putting them in thin stuff.
In Finn stuff?
They're
Okay.
ready. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Finn will do that. Now, good Maurice, you being the guest, you know that we always do the shout outs. You can pick anybody or any voice since you do have the Rona. And I feel bad that you have said Rona and your mustache is coming in slower than we thought. Is there a voice or anything that you would like me to do for the shout outs for today?
can you do Gilbert Gottfried?
No, I can't do Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, then let's go with I don't know. Don't care. Let the chat decide.
Oh,
I like them all.
We do. Oh, God, here we go.
Godfrey.
Something's going on. I have to work on it. Like Jerry Seinfeld. Like, what's the deal with SWGOH?
That will work. You can do Jerry. That's cool.
No!
Okay, or don't.
Of course, first suggestion, this is why I didn't want to go to the chat, is CG Viking. We're not doing CG Viking. God. Game of Voice throat. Taking Kermit. It's always Kermit. Did you ever hear the Taking Kermit? There, go Maurice.
What do you mean, the Taking Kermit?
Well, you know the movie Taken, the speech that
Yeah.
he gives. I did that with Kermit the Frog.
No, I did not. You can do that if you wish.
All right, we'll do that, and then we'll shout out the. We'll do that. All right. For Gom, since he has a Rona, he has not heard the Taken one. So let me pull it up. I got to make sure I get the words correct here. So give me a second. No, I'm not going to pull it here. All right, let me do this. Window. Gotta do it for the skewers. The skewers are going bananas for him. All right. All right. You ready for this, good old Maurice? Oh, Christ. All right. And then we'll do the shout outs. Let me go full cam here. Pin myself. All right. Here we go. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. What I do have are a particular set of skills. Yeah. Skills I've acquired over a very, very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you. Yay!
Well done.
And let's do the shout outs. All right. On that positive note of murder and violence, let's shout out all the skewers who actually knew how to put 2021 in the chat. All right, here we go. We got Bimatsu, the spam lover. Yay! Bimatsu's here. Boris, Commander Skywalker, Darth Revan, 1023, Dextertronic, Ghost Strike, Ice House, Jack Now 99 instead of Jack Later. Let's see here. Kazakage Too Easy, NR Wilson, Nobunaga, Nathan H, Plasma. I'm sorry. Is that Plasma? It is Plasma. Okay, Plasma 1972. Ray Rock Revenator, Ronan Zai, the awesome Rose Taco, Shadow Vel, Torn Jack, Sweatel 73, Wolfell, and Utah. Thanks for being who you are. 2021's coming in. Yay! And I will find you. Good on Marie safe. I will find you. Yeah. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. All right, there you go. Oh, Yeah, I did Palpatine Kermit the other day. I don't know if you saw that one too. Where I must say you've arrived sooner than I thought, Master Jedi. In the name of the Galactic Republic, you're under arrest. Are you threatening me? The Senate will decide your fate. I am the Senate. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Your feeble skills are no match for the dark side, young Skywalker. Yeah, just don't do it. Yeah, pretty awful.
This is huge Kermit frog on my screen. It's in my face.
All right, let's unpin and then we get to some questions and then wrap it up. Oh, we got gone with the one little mutated bulky arm from Cookie Monster coming out of his left ear. There we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a Robin. It's not a Cookie Monster. There we go. Durgan says, is Gon wearing a hoodie or a Snuggie?
Well, I wish it was a Snuggie.
Yes, oh, God. Snuggies. I remember that commercial. I was like, who buys this shit? And then I went over to a friend's house later on. I'm like, you bought one. I can't believe you bought a Snuggie.
I had a Snuggie. I had a blue one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it has like it was kind of the texture of like an airplane blanket, like super thin, doesn't really keep you warm.
Oh, God.
Like irritates you because it's itchy. You can't really wash them. So,
well, that's important. You can't wash the material. That's great.
You can't really wash them, so don't be bare balling it in there on a sweaty day.
Yeah, free balling. All right, there, Mr. Finadoodle. I know you got things to do, so you got the questions lined up there, homie G.
I didn't.
Okay, I'll do it then. All right.
I have it. I have an iPod open.
Oh,
I got the other.
Oh, okay. You're okay.
Okay, we only have a few questions.
Okay,
so.
let's do a few questions and stuff.
Okay, the first question. Kazekage too easy. One of your favorites, right, Ranger?
Love them.
When will the Eternal Twins come to the game?
You're dead to me, Kazekage too easy.
Yeah, that was just the question. Okay, next one. What else? 73. Question: could it be that since Finn is a girl to spend time with, that is the reason he's tired of the game? No. In fact, I've been tired of this game for a while. I've been bottom fluffing well before I met her, so yeah.
That's true.
My issues with the game have long since... It actually started back with Gear 13. I've said this before. Their transition from Gear 13 to Relics was one of the worst transitions in this game. It moved the game, obviously, into a different direction, and that is when I started to lose interest in a lot of different things in this game. Not to mention the fact that Lightside GOTB is a joke in terms of being able to complete it, to literally create a game mode that is unachievable at max level. Like, it's just not mathematically possible to get the maximum amount of stars. And then on a Q&A to say you have no plans in order to make it achievable by, like, increasing GP and stuff, yeah, that's a joke. So that's when I started losing interest in the game, honestly. The only game mode right now that I have enjoyment in is GAC, and I will continue to do that, so we'll see how long that lasts. Let's see. Ronan Zai, question: at what point do you think they will split GAC Division 1, and how many extra teams should each place?
I don't know when they'll do it, but how many teams do you think they need to add there? Probably at least 3?
Honestly, Division 1 right now could probably use extra teams.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what the cutoff is for the GP, right?
Even right now with the 4.5 and stuff, 8 teams. So remember what they used to do, right? When we used to have no fleet, they still made it so we needed 8 teams on defense. For some reason, when they added a fleet, they've made it 7 teams.
Now there's 2 fleets.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that either. That was always my favorite format.
Mm-hmm. Like, characters is where we have the most depth. Like, they could have easily, right now, with Division 1 should have at least 8 teams. Flat out, right at the beginning. And then every million could add another team. And then you can break it down that way and just leave it as a trending thing if you wanted to.
but I don't understand why they went from 8 to 7 just because they added a fleet. Like, it makes no sense. So they need to add more teams in general overall. I think it was Loki that was talking about that, right? 5v5 is just not fun anymore because you have way too much left on offense, right? After you place your defensive teams and it's just like an efficiency full clear battle.
Need 10 teams
Yeah.
on defense. I want 10.
For where you are, so that's like 8 million,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Loki's considerably higher than me, but that we need to be in a different division. It's silly. It's either place all 4 GLs on defense, or like Loki was talking about, just duke it out and see who can get the most 61s. Like
Yeah.
I really want more teams, at least 8. Give me one more, because I mean, it's not the fact that you have all these good teams. You have all these characters that you've invested in, like the Karth, Mission, Zalbar, Ordo, like teams like that. As you've gotten the Ewoks to get other characters. Yes, they're not great defensive teams, but at least give us an opportunity to at least throw them in as a throwaway defense team. Like let us. I have so many gear 11 and 12 characters that I don't even consider using anywhere. Like at least make it to the option where we could cheese if we want to with those type of teams, or if we really want to go balls to the wall, then we can. Like 7 is not enough. Like I was having a hard time today deciding between 9 teams I wanted to put down. I couldn't make a decision. It's stupid. More. We want more teams.
Yeah.
More dots.
All right. Let me see. Anything else? Next question. Utah question. So yeah. So Utah's question: can Loki go over his new Ray counter again, just in case I might want to gear that team? Would it be a good team just for normal GAC? But it was exclusive for VIPs.
Yeah. Go back and watch the VIP stream.
That was exclusive for VIPs in the pre-stream. So Loki, would you be able to answer that for Utah in the Gray VIP chat afterwards?
Sure.
Okay,
He'll
there we go.
He'll link you the
See,
video.
it's VIP exclusive content that you're getting right there with Loki's counter. Commander Skywalker, question: can someone score 80 banners in fleet with a full fleet with 3 ships taking damage?
No.
I don't know how you do it.
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know how you do it. I mean,
Once you take damage, you can't get it an 80, right?
Mm-mm. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're going to take damage. I don't know how that works unless you get like an incredible amount of dodge, which I've had happen before, but it's still. But yeah, I don't know how that works. I've never even. That's not even been a pipe dream to see something like that.
I'm just trying to think this out. So the maximum banners is 80. Wait, what is the maximum banners? 84?
84.
What
In
is the maximum?
ships?
He's saying score 80 banners within a fleet. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's my first question.
No. I think it's like 72.
74, 72.
It's
something.
It's 72. Yeah, that's what I was just checking. So how does one get 80 banners?
They
I'm
don't.
confused. Yeah, it's impossible to get 80 banners. That's why I was confused with this question. That's why I had to double check. I'm like,
I think 72 is like just the 3 starting lineup, and they don't take any damage.
72 is a single starting ship.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. It's a single
somebody got
starting
80,
ship, no damage.
Double check that you were, didn't missee it. But if somebody made 80, then you might want to hit that report button. Something's going on.
Oh, Commander
fishy.
Skywalker is saying they did it in his GAC history. If they somehow scored 80, that's a report.
That's a report thing, man.
Like, I don't even know how you would cheat though
No,
to
but
get extra banners.
SWGOH doesn't report the banners correctly, or they didn't for a long time.
Oh,
if you're
that's
referring
true.
if you're referring to SWGOH and the banners, the ship banners were off until like recently.
Oh, okay. That's what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
there
so
you
be
go.
careful with that because SWGOH wasn't reporting the banners until I'm gonna say like a week ago. Now it's like correct.
Okay, there you go.
Vormax question: why is nobody talking about live PvP? Other games have it. Why can't SWGOH do it? Does that mean other games are better?
It's not designed to do it.
We've been talking about it for 5 years. That's
Yeah.
why we've been talking about it, but I don't think we're gonna get it.
I don't think it needs it, honestly.
I don't think you want it.
If you want to do live, they should do live GAC. That's what they should do.
But that'd be
But
fun.
that's also going to be a pain in the butt, isn't it?
Let it be a pain in the butt. It'd be fun as hell.
Well, no, because
Well,
with
first
more
off,
people
how-
doing here's the problem, right? With more people doing content creation, all your opponent has to do is wait for you to stream, and then he watches your map, and that's it.
Okay. So So I want to be careful about how we're defining live PvP. So live PvP means that you both are attacking on offense at the same time, but nobody is controlling defense. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So
No,
if
I
you-
think
you're
they're
playing
thinking like South
somebody
Park,
else.
man.
It'd be like a slight timer, maybe 15 to 30 seconds per move.
I mean, they've done it. What's the DSA one where you have your teams on the board, right? And then you go, and then they go when the timer.
They did it with South Park.
Yeah.
Like South Park had live PvP.
the
Epic
problem,
7 has
though-
an excellent live PvP.
But
It's
have
just
you
like
had
a
anything
tournament
like
ladder.
a GAC? Because the problem with GAC is that you match up based on your roster, and your score has nothing to do with the timer. Most of the other things you will queue up for a PvP fight, and then you'll fight somebody else that's available. GAC is basically impossible to do in a live setting where you control on defense at the same time.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that I think they missed the boat already. So like, I don't really
Yeah.
think anybody cares anymore.
Yeah, it would have to be like a completely new game mode because there's
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
in the game currently that could adapt to it.
It'd be like a
It'd have
separate
to-
ladder
It had
system.
to be like tournaments.
Yeah,
Tournaments
it'd be
was
exactly
basically
like
live
tournaments.
PvP. That's what
Yeah.
that thing was, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody was climbing over everybody at the same time.
Yeah, at
And-
the end of the week, you get a prize box based on your ranking, and that's what most
Right.
games do with it.
And
You couldn't
would
have, like,
you
a
guys
payout
want
timer.
that though? So let me ask you this, because a lot of the stuff that counters are based on, right, is making sure you understand how the AI plays, right? So there's things that the AI does that's usually ridiculous, and so it allows you to have certain counters because they don't always do the right things. So if you were facing live PvP, obviously the matchups would be a lot harder. So is that something you would want, just like increased difficulty because you're facing somebody? Because I would probably throw some of the counters to the wayside too.
It'd be fun as hell.
Yes,
Okay.
but again, it'd be different. It'd be a complete, like you said, a completely different game mode. Like
yeah,
it would
not
have to
GAC.
be.
It'd have to be something different, new, right?
You'd have to go in, hit matchup. But the problem with that though is somebody. I think Loki said his is 8 million. Mine's 7.5 million. If I go in there and I want to play, the chances of the higher up you get, the more difficult it is going to be to find a match, or you're going to be fighting the same person over and over again. So that could be problematic for the very end game, very high GP players, because they're not going to have, assuming there's a matchup. I mean, there has to be some
Yeah, I don't think
matchup.
GAC would not be ideal for this, but it would be something like you can go in there and if whenever you want to compete, you just go in there, you get matched up with somebody at your level, right? And then you guys have a match live like they do in DSA. I think that would be fun, but not GAC. There's no way in hell that they could do GAC.
Well, the reason that Epic 7 game does so well on Twitch for as long as it has is because you can set up like private tournaments, if you will, and like the chat can sign up, and they're like let's say I want to stream on Twitch, and Ranger, Loki, Finn, and 10 other people are in the chat that want to play. We just start up a server, and then all of us join, and then we just play each other on the stream, and the winner gets peanuts or whatever you want to. The problem with live PvP in this game is there's a gambling element to it, right? And with as much money people spend on this game, now you're going to start talking about people are spending, $10,000 a year plus they're, losing thousands of dollars a week gambling on their teams. You know what I mean? Like it's, I'd love it, but it'd be very unhealthy for a minority of the player base. You know what I mean? Like that's not healthy. This is supposed to be a game for fun, not you're not supposed to lose your house over gambling on your Qui-Gon Jinn team. It's you know what I mean? Like that'd be
How dare
make
you,
for some interesting streams though.
how dare you talk about Kylo Ren or Qui-Gon like that?
I got 200 on my Qui-Gon Jinn lead.
Mhm.
That's ridiculous.
Only a Dostra might be able to pull that off. Throwing
Not
that
me.
out.
You can go right in the garbage. I'd love to have those resources back.
All right. Let's see. Next question. Nathan H. Question for the panel, including Fintum. What is your GAC record this time? I know you're all doing well, and will Kyber. So we'll just go around, have everyone. Good old Maurice, what is your GAC record right now?
I am 9-0, probably about to be 9-1. I think
There you
the
go.
streak is going to come to an end. I got a tough opponent tonight, so wish for the
Loki.
best.
I had one. Well, yeah, I had one loss, and then I actually had two losses, but one was to a guildmate. So I don't want to consider that a loss, but whatever. So I'm 7-2, I guess, if you want to consider that two losses.
Ranger?
I am 8-1, and the one loss was we got a little cute with Bounty Hunters versus Darth Revan. It cost us the match, so 8-1.
Yeah. And I am 8-1 as well.
All full clears every match, so that was just the one where we didn't have that set up correctly. So but it was a good learning lesson.
There you go.
Science, baby, science.
Nathan H. Question: what is your advice regarding attacking a Jedi Knight Luke lead team that has Gas, Jedi Knight Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, and Old Ben? Any advice on the attack order?
What was the
Kill
lead?
Luke.
Luke lead with Gas, Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, and Old Ben.
I mean,
Yeah, you kill Luke first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you got it, but you got to proc. You're gonna proc Savior, so you got to kill him twice, which is gonna be a pain in the ass. But you can try to go after Jedi Knight Revan, but it's I mean,
you could go after Yoda because he's
Tough.
still, even at relic level, he's still squishy, right?
no, he's gonna be stealth.
At the beginning of the match, how would he be stealth?
I think he's stealth at the beginning of the match, or when he does
No.
Master's Training or something.
No, he's not.
No. Grandmaster Yoda, not Hermit Yoda.
Oh,
Yeah, Grandmaster Yoda.
yeah, you can go after him, I guess.
That is
I don't know.
why.
You could go after
That's
Grandmaster
right.
Yoda to trigger the Savior, and then go after Luke too, because Yoda
Yeah.
is probably the squishiest amongst that group. Yeah.
Probably want some form of ability block.
Yeah,
Something to kind of slow him down a little bit.
because once Luke takes his turn, you're host. Jedi Luke takes a turn, you're host. So I mean, that's the thing about that team is Jedi Luke shuts your turn meter down and all that other nonsense. Your speed goes out the window, and then it's like, ugh. I mean, I think Darth Revan would handle that pretty well, though, wouldn't it? Because you're probably going to get Luke Lee's not going to do anything. Your Darth Revan goes first. You get all the corrupted battle meditation. Go after one, burn him down. I think that could work pretty well.
Yeah, because if you take Jedi Knight Luke in against a Darth Revan team, you would lose. So
Yeah, I
I
would
would think
do that.
I would think that would be a good counter to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. Oh my God. Nathan H. question: is the panel thankful that Mod Durgan kept the train running tonight with skill and flair?
What?
I love Durgan as a mod. Durgan is a good moderator.
I love playing Don't Starve with Durgan. I just sit there and giggle the whole night. It's get a case of the giggles.
Durgan is doing a good job. Durgan, you have done well. Let's see. LC question: has anyone else successfully killed Ray with a Mon Mothma counter? Should I start relicking K2 and Cassian?
Loki, yeah. I've seen Loki do some stuff with some Mon Mothma versus Ray, but I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, don't gear up K2. That's the wrong rebel fighter.
There you go. There's your hint.
Yeah, you need somebody even more worthless.
Yeah.
There's your hint. The rest of it is going to be talked about in the VIP chat. There you go. All right. Yeah, and I think that's it. Let me check again. Yep, that is it for questions.
All right. All right. So with that, we're going to end the stream here. We'll get that stuff to you guys over in Gray VIP chat. What time are you starting your stream tonight there, good old Maurice, roughly?
Probably 10:15ish. Trying to coordinate it with Team Money. She might be available tonight, so we're kind of going. I'd like to get on and get us both done. Before like Solo and Zareth and all those guys go on. So hopefully 10:15.
Okay. 10:15 Eastern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, Eastern.
Not Western.
I'll still be up, man.
Yeah, but they don't want us on their stream because we're dirty.
You guys can come in anytime you want. Oh my goodness, I learned how to do something on the fly today. I brought in T-Money's video on the fly.
Did you really? Wow.
I found we fixed that. She showed me that setting. So the other night that Loki tried to share, and it just broke everything. Yeah, we fixed it, so I can do it now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So what's
Learning.
so 10:30 Eastern?
Yeah, it's like 10:30 Eastern. I might be on there tinkering around for 10 minutes or so before, but
Works for me. All right. So with that, we're gonna call this one done. Thank you guys for being here. Happy New Year to all the skewers. Thank you guys for everything you've done this year for us. We've accomplished a lot of great things. You went with the Rona being out and about and causing all the problems. So thank you very much. Make sure you hit the thumbs up before you get out of here. Share the video with your friends because that's how YouTube works. This is not Twitch. Use thumbs up and interaction. It's how YouTube does their thing. So they want to recommend it to other people out there in the viewing world. So that's how it works. Just saying. Not just saying. I'm saying. So that I think we can call this one done. Thank you guys so much for being here. Go check out our boy Good Old Maurice at 10:30 with the lovely tea. I'm gonna go spend the rest of the time tonight with my mom. It's her birthday, so
Hey, happy birthday.
yeah, she turned 30 again for the 39th time. So it's a good thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go. She's just been chilling out, enjoying her day, and painting. She loves to paint, so she's been doing some really good work. So she's into the Japanese theme right now, Loki. So she's been doing the Japanese, the cherry blossoms with the mountains and stuff like that. So
Sweet.
yeah, she's actually working on one for our next charity stream to maybe help raise some money. So we'll see. But she's kind of like fickle about that. She's like, I don't know if it's good enough. It's like, oh Jesus. Like, oh mother. So with that, no Patreon shout outs. No, I don't have that set up. We got to redo all that stuff. So we always say thank you to the patrons as we do that with the VIPs and stuff. You guys are amazing. We love the patrons. We love everybody that sponsors on YouTube. We love everybody that sponsors on Twitch. You guys are incredible. No, not Grande, Patreon. He's just Patron. All right, with that, have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for some GAC action. And then there's going to be no streams on January 1st. I can tell you that right now. Saturday, I doubt we'll have Jedi Academy. It's again New Year holiday. People are going to be gone. We'll do GAC again, but it's the holidays, and they fall on a Friday. So it's the holiday season.
yeah, I got screwed out of a bunch of vacation time this year because of that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I work Monday through Thursday, so it kind of bit me in the ass. But in their face, I get 2 weeks off. So,
Aha. Teach you to. So that was the whole purpose of Gone. Was like, I'll teach you not to give me my time off. Rona.
They made me come into the office and spit in everybody's mouth.
He'll do it too. I've seen him do it. So, so everyone have a great rest of your night. We love you guys. Be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.